Alright guys, this is Master here, and today we're just going to be briefly talking about where to play Starcraft and where are good places to hang out and find games and all that kind of stuff. So the first thing we want to talk about is where do we get the game? Well, it is now free, and most people, I would say at this point, are playing on 1.18, which is the new patch that Blizzard is making in anticipation for remaster. And you can find that patch over here at starcraft.com. So if you wanted to get there, you would just do a search for starcraft.com and go there, click on forums, go to general discussion, and then you will see here, if you go down the fifth one, it is Starcraft installers. You would click there, and then you would find, if you have Mac or Windows 10, then you could right click and grab the installer, and then you can just run the installer, and then you can go over, log in, and play. As for how to play, it's very simple. You will install it. You'll go to your directory where it's installed, click on the StarCraft icon, and then the game will load. And then from there, account creation is very, very simple. So you will come over here, and you would click on multiplayer. You would obviously want the expansion. If you get this message, you'll need to say yes, and then you can come over here and you'll need to click online, and then you can pick your gateway. US West I think has the most games. You can always try US East if you're in North America. Europe is an option. I haven't gone to Asia, and Fish is the Korean server. As is kind of true of the stereotype, there do tend to be the strongest players, although I've found that melee games there are reasonable. There aren't as many like super new players, but in the melee games the level of the players doesn't seem to be insane, but of course the ladder is very difficult. So you'd pick your server, you hit OK, and then if you haven't made an account, you would click new account, scroll to the bottom, hit agree, you put in a name, password, email. You actually don't need to put in a true email, it can just be random crap and it'll work because you don't have to confirm everything. And then you would hit OK, and you would log in with your account name, and then you'll be online. So yeah, if you want to join different channels, like let's say you want to make a channel, you would type /J and you could say Master channel, and now I would be in Master channel. You can join it. If you want to message people, if you want to message a specific person, you could say /M person and then type your message, hi person, and that would send a message. If you have friends, which is, you can use /FA and then type the person's name if you want to add them, hit enter. And then if you want to message all your friends, /FM, hi guys, and that'll send hi guys to all your friends. A few basic commands. Then let's talk about playing. If you want to join a game, it's very easy. You just click join, and you find your game, and you click OK. Easy peasy. If you want to create a game, you come to create game. And then if you want to make a game that anybody can join, you would do public. If you want a game that just friends can be joined that has a password, you would use that and then put your password. But, so let's say you want to make a game, you can call it whatever you want, and then you would go to your map. If this is not the map you want to host on, it probably isn't. You might need to download it if you don't have it, but if you do, then you'd be in good shape. You would just go to your downloads folder if you've played anybody that has it, and you could find Fighting Spirit, hit OK. There's your map. You would probably want melee. If you want 2v2, you would need top versus bottom. Most of the others you won't need. People almost never play on these game modes. So one-on-one if you want to be like super official, but really one-on-one versus melee, do the same thing. Top versus bottom for 2v2 or other teams. And then you always want speed on fastest. That's the only speed that anybody plays on. And then this is your turn rate, and that controls latency, which is basically the higher you go with the turn rate, the quicker everything is to respond. So if you bring the turn rate low, really low, like 2, and you take a probe and you tell it to move, it will move a long time after you tell it to move. So you'll click, and then half a second or a second later the probe will move. If you're all the way up on 16, almost the second you tell the probe to move, boom, the probe goes. The downside to objectively higher turn rate is always better. It makes for a more responsive gameplay. Now, the downside is if you and the other person have a faraway connection or a bad connection, the game will be laggier. So lowering the turn rate will make the game less laggy, but at the expense of less responsive units. So I would say, in my experience, 8 is a good responsive turn rate that works pretty well. But if you know you guys both have good internet and they're from the same region, then 12 and 16 can certainly work. As games get bigger, you'll usually need to go lower. I would try to avoid going lower than 8. Those get quite a bit less responsive. So that's how to make games on Broodwar and how to get on the server. And then let's talk really quickly about where to play games or where to hang out. So there's a few good resources. The first one is just teamliquid.net. So you can just go there, and then of course the Broodwar forums. You have the general forum, which is just kind of general news chat, tournaments, which is about various tournaments. Like right now there's a cool one going on called the Coach Pupil League, the CPL, and the idea behind this is basically there was an initial tournament to kind of get a feel for everybody's skill, and this is with newer players, right? So players that from complete noobs to okay but still not super strong are all in this league. And then there was a draft, and each team has a coach and an assistant, and each week there's games. There was like an 8-week or 6-week practice period where the coaches just worked with the players, trained them, you got coaching, got better and better, and now we're in the play phase. There's 10 weeks of play, and then there's a playoff. So examples of different tournaments, just wanted to highlight a cool one. There'll probably be a second edition here at some point, either before Remastered comes out or right when Remastered comes out. And there's some other cool tournaments going on. A little bit of strategy forums. If you just have basic questions, simple answers, always good. And then you can ask specific questions if you need like detailed analysis. So that's kind of one place to hang out and find out where stuff is going on. And then the real, I guess you could say, sort of core of everything right now is over at the Discords. So you'd want to go to Discord, and I'll leave a link for this in the video for sure. And I would say there's a couple good Discords I will highlight. One is this one, the Foreign Broodwar Discord. This is probably the best place right now for just talking about Broodwar, particularly 1v1, and finding games. So you can join this. General is most typical chat. Of course, there's some other things. There's race-specific chat. If you have questions, like if you're a Protoss player and you have Protoss questions, you can go here. Or if you're looking for Protoss opponents, you can go here. If you're looking for a game, you can go here and get some practice games. And of course, there is also a newly implemented ladder that you can use if you want to play ladder, and it uses a better ranking system. And then the other Discord that I think is particularly nice right now is the FFA Discord. And this is a little bit of a less serious Discord, a lot of really casual, very new players. And if you're looking for a break from 1v1, there's usually just some good chill chat in here, and they play lots of, well, no hunters free-for-alls, which are basically just big 6, 7, 8 player free-for-alls on totally random maps that are just really silly, low pressure, you know, mess around with Broodwar type games. So I will leave links for both of those in the description, and I hope that gives you guys a pretty quick, easy idea of where to start trying to play Broodwar if you want to, and where are some good places to talk to people, learn about the game, and make everything a little bit more of a social experience. Thanks for watching. See you next time.